Alex. I'm headed to the gym at 24 Hour Fitness, but before I go, there are some YouTube videos I wanted to make for today. Now, I will make another basketball video maybe tomorrow morning, and it will be me walking to the bus stop before I go to the train, to another bus to the courthouse tomorrow. Bear with me. I know you like these videos better than the ones at the park and at the location, but for the first 4 days of this week, I will not be able to give you those type of quality videos, considering the fact that I'll be at jury duty, and it'll take up probably 80% of my time. That's the vast majority of my time, because if I come outside the courthouse, the cell phone will be between 50 to maybe 40%. And then the battery will be drained, and then even if I make the video, there won't be enough time to upload it properly at its appropriate time. So these videos you can enjoy today for 24 hours. Tomorrow, you'll be trying to figure out why am I doing the videos too early or too late, because for 4 days of this week, I won't be able to do what I want to do because I'm on a court case that I'm not allowed to talk about. Now, when the court case is over, we're not going to talk about the court case because that's not what my channel's about. I can care less about what actually happens after that. Now, this video is something I've been looking at these YouTube channels for quite some time, and I kind of wanted to clear the tension in the air, and that is women who are narcissistic. How do you deal with a woman that's a narcissist? Basically that's a nice way of saying a woman who just needs attention all the time to the point where it's detrimental to that person's health. Now, a lot of the women who make these videos, if you notice one thing, they're just doing it because it's a cash grab. Now, I know a lot of the women might get offended by me saying it, but guess what? My channel's a man's channel, and if you know me very well, I don't give a you-know-what. A lot of the videos that they put up are disingenuous and do not tell the truth at 100%. They're just there for views and subscribers. They just want some attention. They just want to be seen and they want to be heard. Because they know YouTube is a popular market. They know that they can tap into the market to get views and subscribers. And a lot of these people write books so they can make money as an honest way of living. They're not trying to really tell the truth in the first place, so it's disingenuous. Like, there's this lady who talks about women who are narcissistic, right? But she leaves a lot of the important information out of those videos intentionally on purpose. And to me, you don't need no older woman trying to talk about how women are intention whores. You need a man to make videos about how women are intention whores. Because if you look at some of these women in these videos, a lot of these women are in their late 30s, early 40s, mid 50s, making these types of videos and telling men that these are the toxic women you should avoid. What they're not telling you is that they're trying to tell you to stay away from young, beautiful, attractive women that are narcissistic. When we got some older women that are just as bad. Yeah, don't be trying to make videos that are half-assed and then don't tell all the information. A lot of them do that intentionally on purpose. Because they're trying to promote this thing that older women can get younger men, and that's basically what their agenda is. And like the Joker said in The Dark Knight, it's my job to show the schemers how stupid their plan is. So that's basically what I'm doing. If I had the Joker t-shirt on, you know exactly where I'm going with this. Now, I'm going to call the title of this video Sex Game, Sex with Hot Narcissistic Women. And I'm going to break down the psychosis of a mind of a narcissistic woman. Because the women who tried to tell you this are women who are in their late 30s, 40s, and 50s. Some of them might be telling the truth, and some of them they're just there to be seen and to be heard because they know the internet's a big market and they know they can make money off of it. So that's what their only purpose and goal is. So let's get to it. Now, the mind of a narcissistic woman from the age of 18 to 29 is these types of females were emulated when they were younger. And I'm talking about, if you look at the demographics, let's look at low class. Okay, if you live in the projects, you would be alienated. And when I say alienated, I haven't even got a chance to get some tissue and clean my nose thoroughly. So, I apologize. Hold on. Get this out of the way. It's not supposed to show up on camera, but I've been looking at some of my other videos where I got some food or something on the side of my mouth. I'm surprised. Hold on. This tissue I got is very thick. Hold on. Alright. Now we look professional. Apologize for that. You're not supposed to see that on camera, but this was a, hold on, got a police helicopter that likes to pop up in the hood, which is a pain in the ass because these morons don't know when to quit. I'm talking about the police helicopter. You know, it's a Sunday. You don't need to come out on no Sunday with a damn police helicopter. But look more professional. Now, I was saying, when you're in a low-class environment, a lot of these women don't have fathers. There's no father present, so you have that single mama parent epidemic, and that's where this narcissistic behavior begins and takes place. It starts at home. You know, there's no one watching the kids. There's no one supervising the kids, so the kid is left off to their own devices. So that person's going to be exposed to a lot of stuff on television. And 90% of the time, it's negative stuff on television and film. You get a lot of women, whose names I can't say, were exposed to the violence they see in the movies and the television shows. And then somebody like me and you, when we get to high school and college, we see these types of women, and then we approach these women, and then we get rejected, and we don't know why we're getting rejected. We don't know why this girl is, you know, fresh out of high school or fresh out of college, and she got all these problems. It's because there's nobody at home supervising or have any supervision available. So that girl can stay out at all hours of the night. Remember when you were in high school and you saw a girl 16, 17, 18 years old in high school with tattoos? And the illegal age to get a tattoo here in the United States is you got to be between the ages of 18 to 21 years of age. Like, other words, there's no way in hell you can get a tattoo at 16 or 17 years old in high school. But you went to high school and you saw girls who were underage and they had tattoos and body piercings, but they were not the illegal age. That's because their parents and grandparents did not do a very good job of supervising them. Other words, like, these girls sneak out of the house at 4 or 5 or 6 o'clock at night, depending on what city and state they live in, and they go to a tattoo parlor shop and they get them one tattoo. And then before they graduate from high school, she's already got 2 or 3 tattoos. Usually you'll see there's a tattoo near her vajayjay. I'm trying to keep it very PG here on YouTube. And you see she has a tattoo on the back of her ass. And then you see she has a tattoo on her arm, on her leg. We're not even talking about women from the ages of 20 to 29 years old having tattoos. We're talking about when they're still in high school. So that's when the narcissistic behavior gets worse. And then by the time these women get out into college, or if they graduate from high school, some of these women don't even go to college, they just want a job. Then they get a job, you run into these women, and you're going to find, for the most part, I would say at 90% of the time, we find these women we find them very physically, sexually attractive. You know, you want to ask these women out to lunch and dinner. You want to hang out with these women, and like, I guess all men's prime objective is to have sex with women ultimately. And guess what happens when we see something that's out of characteristic? And then you'll be trying to figure out what the problem is. It starts when these women are younger. And then, remember in my YouTube video, if I said, if you ever deal with women from the hood, remember in that video I said if you deal with black women, white women, or Mexican women from the hood, there's only 2 ways for that problem. Either you boss up, that means you use your masculinity as a man, your masculine core, or you don't mess with these women at all, period. I told you there's only 2 options for that. Well, let me bring that into this video. See, a lot of these women come from low-class environments, and a lot of these women get exposed, and they watch too much television, too many Hollywood films, and then they sneak out of their parents' and grandparents' house, and they go get tattoos and body piercings, and they may have a job when they're in high school, but they don't make the type of money you would think for them to get tattoos and body piercings at those ages. And by the time you see a girl that's between the ages of 20 to 29 years of age, she's got anywhere between 5 to like maybe 7 tattoos. Between 6 to like 13 tattoos covering her body. Some girls have 13 tattoos. Some girls got like maybe 3 to 5 tattoos. That's where the narcissistic behavior begins. The tattoos, the body piercings, the bleaching their skin, the bleaching their hair. All of that is narcissistic behavior. And most men don't know that women are doing this in high school and then in college, because you never would think that you expect them that when they're 22, 23, 24 to be doing that behavior. Not the case. And then you get females, for whatever reason, decide to cover up the tattoos. Now, here's where we get to where the things are interesting. When they tell you don't even try to understand the nature of these types of women, that's because they don't want you to find out the answer and that there is actually a way to understand it. Now, they tell you no man can deal with a woman that's bipolar, has bipolar disease, or has schizophrenia, autism, or Asperger's. They tell you that, right? Well, I'm here to tell you that the news media tells you that, but in reality, that's actually bullshit. Because you've seen it before. And I'll use a movie that's perfect for this. Public Enemies with Johnny Depp. If you look in that movie, he came from a terrible, messed up childhood past. And if you notice, in that whole entire movie, every woman he messed with was terribly damaged. Every woman he messed with was damaged in some form or fashion. He would have sex with these women. He would take these women out to lunch and dinner, but they were all damaged in some form or fashion. And it was because he was damaged. So when they tell you you cannot do nothing with a woman that's narcissistic, that's bullshit. There's always an answer to the problem. Like if your car breaks down, the logical answer is to take your car to a car mechanic. If someone sets your house or your apartment on fire, the answer is to call the fire department so they can get the water to put it out. As long as you got house insurance, you can get your house fixed. If you get into a car accident, you have car insurance. You get sick, you can go to the doctor or the hospital. There is always a logical answer to a logical problem. Do not be fooled by these morons in the news media that are stupid and delusional. Do not be fooled by these idiots on the internet who tell you narcissistic women, there's no answer, when in life there is always an answer. They just don't want you to solve the answer, because if you solve the answer, then it goes back to what I told you in my 5-part series of younger men versus older men. Women like chaos. They like destruction. And when these women live in gang-banging infested environments, the only type of man that can stop a woman that's narcissistic is a gang member. We live in Los Angeles, California. And Rolling 60 Crip is by far one of the biggest Los Angeles gangs in California. So if you get a woman that has animalistic behavior, where she's all animalistic and primal, and she act like an animal, well, the answer is you go get you a guy that's just as animalistic as the female. That's how you stop that shit. If you get a girl that's a psychopath, well, the answer is you go find somebody like the Joker. That's how you stop that. See, there's always an answer to it. And the people who make these videos don't want to tell you that because it destroys the suspension of disbelief. The word suspension of disbelief means it sounds real, it feels real, it looks real, but in reality, it's not real. It's like reality television. Just because they call it reality television doesn't mean it's necessarily real. A lot of that shit is scripted. A lot of them have a piece of paper and a pen, and they're just writing stuff down on the script for the actors to act out to make what you think is real to be real on TV. And when you go behind the scenes of a set of a television show, the stuff that you thought that was real is being rehearsed in the studios. So a lot of these people, when they put the title of a narcissistic, and they tell you there's no way you can fix the problem, actually that's a lie. Because what they're trying to do is generate a bunch of views and subscribers because it's a cash grab. So the vast majority of them are just lying their ass off. Most of them are not medical doctors. Most of them do not have a license in being a medical doctor to study the psychosis that what goes on in the mind of a narcissistic. Like this one lady basically tried to take something from a movie and basically show you a depiction of what a crazy person looked like when dealing with a person with a mental illness. That's only 50% of the problem. That doesn't even begin to even describe 100% of that problem. That's only 50% of it. That's why I always say in my videos, do not look at movies and television shows and go by what you see from a movie or a television show. When I use prime examples there to explain the situation that the person has been put in. She showed you a movie that's like from 35 years ago where the girl is abusing her child and basically saying that's how they all look. That's not how they all look. That's a movie depiction of how a person with narcissistic behavior could look. That doesn't cover 100% of the problem. That only covers 50% of the problem. That's like me saying all serial killers are like Michael Myers when I am not a medical doctor and I'm not licensed. But what I'm saying is it starts in a low-class environment. You're in the hood. Just so you know, in the hood, most black men don't run away from women that's bipolar. You'd be surprised that the most beautiful, attractive black woman in the hood has some form of bipolar or bipolar disease. And a lot of the men, whether it's prior knowledge or not, will have sex with these women. I made a video about it on my old YouTube channel, so this is kind of like a revised version of the same video. And guess what? What is normal in one community is not normal in another community. Always remember that. Now, the reason why I say that is because if you look closely, social media is a form of narcissistic behavior. When women go on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, you're already seeing what a narcissistic person is. It's to garner as much attention as humanly possible. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. These women don't care if it's good attention or bad attention. They don't care if it's a combination of the two, good and bad attention. You can get, it could be anywhere between 90 to 110 degrees in the middle of a summer, and a girl will wear a short mini skirt dress with no panties and no bra and show off her ass and tits just to see how you react. And then if you start to get the manginas, you get the simps staring too hard, and the girl roll her eyes like, what's wrong with you? A girl could walk or down the street jogging in yoga pants, and you can see her butt cheeks exposed, and you be looking at that ass, and she turn around and look at you like, why you being a pervert? That's a form of being a narcissistic. And these women who are in their late 30s and their 40s and 50s are by far the biggest attention seekers. So when you see older women trying to come off as experts in their videos, don't take them serious because they're morons. Because what they're trying to make you think is younger women are like that. No, being a true narcissistic, there is no age limit. It's like me saying, if you're young, only young people get AIDS. No, there's no age limit to getting AIDS. There's no age limit to get cancer. You could be young and have cancer. So Think about it. Just if you're a heterosexual man, doesn't matter if you're a black man, a white man, a Mexican man, or an Asian man. Just think and use your brain logically. Why would a woman that's in her late 30s, mid 40s, or early 50s come on these channels and tell you about narcissistic? The most narcissistic women are women who are in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s. When they hit the wall, when these women hit the wall, from the ages of 35 to 65 years old, those women are trying to get the most attention from who? A heterosexual man. Think about it. How many times you've seen an older woman, 35, 40, 45, 50 years old, at a movie theater or at a gas station or at work trying to get your invited attention, and you don't find that woman physically, sexually attractive? And then she'll act out for what? Attention. That is a form of being a narcissistic. A narcissist. A younger woman who is in her 20s, who's fresh out of high school or fresh out of college, her problem is she didn't have no father in her life. So she never had nobody to supervise her. She was always running wild in the streets, getting tattoos and body piercings, and getting into trouble with the law. The older women want so much attention from a man that older women compete with younger women to get man's attention. That's why I made the YouTube video called Younger Women versus Older Women Part 2. Older women think they can compete with young women at a high competitive level. A lot of these older women put on too much lipstick, too much makeup, and they try to put on tight-ass clothes so they can look like they're young because they know older men love younger women. So a lot of these women are what they call intention whores. You go on online dating. The vast majority of the women that are on these online dating websites are older women that are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s that are narcissists. They have narcissistic behavior. It's not always a young, beautiful, attractive woman trying to get all of the attention. It's an older woman trying to get all of the attention. And these women that are in their 30s and their 40s and these 50s that are making these videos, they're trying to attract the attention of a man. So if you're a man watching their channel, they have a happy smile on their face because you're watching their channel. You don't ever see no young woman make a channel called Why a Woman's Being Toxic. She might tell you 2 or 3 reasons, but at the end of the day, she's just trying to get a man to see her cute ass, if it's a young girl. If you look at those makeup channels, those young girls are at their appropriate ages. But when you get older women talking about being a covert narcissistic, it's older women. And the ones that are making the videos, they don't realize themselves that they're being a narcissistic. Because why would you entitle the title with big, bold letters? Why would you talk about the behavior of a damaged individual? When these women hit the wall, they're already been damaged. So that's where I'm trying to explain in this video. It's educational, but the reason why I said sex game, sex with hot women that are narcissistic, is because you have to understand something. The older a woman gets, the more of a narcissistic person she's going to become. She's going to be doing things to get your attention because you don't want to talk to her. You'll get a woman that will strike up a conversation from out of nowhere, and you'll be looking at the older woman like, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to a young, attractive woman. You'll get women hunking at you in the car, and you'll be trying to figure out why is she hunking at you in the car. Yeah, that's why I said I'm the Joker, and I'm going to show you how stupid a lot of these schemer plan is. That's why I said never listen to a woman's words, always pay attention to her actions. A lot of these women just want to be seen and heard, and what's the best way to be seen and heard? Social media. The one that be using the social media be the main villains of the movies. So while they're trying to make it seem like young women are the only ones that want attention, older women too. Like when you see an older woman go to a nightclub, That's a form of being a narcissistic behavior too. Like, why are you 35, 40, 45 years old coming out to the nightclub? Because the young women come to the nightclub to what? To get the attention of a man. So all of the stuff that they're doing on the internet is bullshit. That's how you expose the nonsense. Now the sex, for the most part, the sex is going to be like the NBA Finals. It's going to be the Super Bowl. It's going to be the World Series. And you see, the reason why they don't want you to do that is because it's control. And you see, these women are freaky, and you see, they don't want you to find out the truth, because if you find out the truth, you can stop it and expose it. And when I'm talking about some of the most young attractors, because they want you to think that it's just women who are, you know, low class. See, the low class women try to imitate women that are high class and middle class. And you see, the problem with that is, anytime a man gets rejected by a woman that's low class, it's because that woman has been looking at social media. You know, she's obsessed with Facebook. She's obsessed with Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. She's obsessed with celebrities. All of that is a form of being a narcissistic person. If a person is addicted to something, they're going to show out in public. I want some attention. If I don't get the attention, I'm going to be mad and furious. I'm going to destroy some shit. Okay, if the girl's 18, 19, 20, she probably came from a low-class environment. She never got no attention in high school and college. So when she became an adult and she got to be into the real world, she don't know how to be an adult because she never had a good childhood. And there weren't no father present at home. And most black men in the black community, when they find out that the girl don't have no father figure, they know they're dealing with a female whose behavior is extreme. As for dealing with a girl who has her parents, and her parents are strict, and my old YouTube channel, I used to always tell you that the most quietest girl, the most freakiest girl is a freak. Well, a female narcissistic woman is the same way. She'll, in the beginning, be all nice and innocent, and then later she'll switch up on you and morph into a monster and reveal her true self to you to see if you're scared and terrified. Now, when you get somebody like a gang member, or you get someone like a mobster, those guys don't run away and hide because they're monsters themselves. And if you think about it, you see that all the time in the hood. How many times you seen a girl get a baseball bat out and destroy your car? All the time in the hood, right? So as a black man or as a Latino man that lives in the hood, you see a woman who have that type of behavior all the time. And guess what? If you've seen it your whole entire life, it's normal to you. And what did I say in the beginning of this video? What is normal to you and your community is not normal to someone else from another community. So people who are high class and middle class that think civilized will tell you that type of behavior is not normal. Here to tell you that's bullshit. Some of your biggest Hollywood celebrities are narcissistic. Look at Angelina Jolie. She has bipolar. Because they keep making YouTube videos about how Angelina Jolie is bipolar. But did that stop Brad Pitt from getting with her? The answer is no. Did that stop Billy Bob Thornton from getting with Angelina Jolie? The answer is no. All the men that you see that used to date this Hollywood actress, they all knew that she had bipolar, and that didn't stop her. That didn't stop them from messing with her. Who's another woman that's very beautiful and attractive, that has a reputation for losing her mind and going crazy, but guys keep messing with her? Halle Berry, right? A lot of men love Halle Berry. She's in her 50s, and guys are still taking her out to lunch and dinner. Does that stop a man knowing that they know that Halle Berry can just snap at a moment's notice, just snap and turn weird? Does that stop a man from messing with Halle Berry? The answer is no. There have been rumors, and I say rumors, of them saying Vivica A. Fox is something wrong with her. But does that stop men from asking a 50-something-year-old Vivica A. Fox out? No, it doesn't. So when they sit here and tell you this nonsense, they're just being stupid and delusional. Because a lot of your celebrities have some type of condition where they need to take some medication and they're not playing with a full deck of cards. But yet, how many times you see somebody say, I want an autograph or I want to take a picture? All the time. So that's why I'm saying it's nonsense. Because if what they said was true, then no man who knows that something's wrong with Halle Berry would be messing with Halle Berry. Every time a man mess with Halle Berry, it's not like Halle Berry don't tell the man, well, you know I got some issues. The man knows she have issues, but he's still trying to hit that ass. Same thing with Angelina Jolie. It's not like she don't tell the man something's wrong. The man knows, but he's trying to hit that ass. And if you live in the hood, it's normal to you to see a woman do that. So it's like a propaganda for them on the internet because they're just trying to see how much money they can get from people's stupidity. And my job, like the Joker, is to show how stupid they are for doing it. Some of the biggest narcissistic women are women who are in their 30s and 40s and 50s. You go to the nightclubs, if you see a woman between the ages of 35, 40, 45, 50 years old at the nightclub, ask yourself one question: what's wrong with this picture? Now, the girl that's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, that's breaking out your windows, trying to put your car on flat tires, destroy your front windshield, kill your cat, kill your dog, that is a situation where daddy was not in her life. And there was no supervision throughout her childhood. That's what that's about. And usually that's in low-class environments. Because when you watch those videos, you got to ask why you're not talking about the conditions of the person where they live at. If a girl don't tell you if daddy wasn't in her life, that's a red flag. If she got too many tattoos and body piercings, that's red flags. And a lot of times the girl tells the man, yeah, I'm a little weird, I'm a little out my mind. And even after the woman tells the man 5 or 10 times, the man still want to hit that ass. Because they some freaks in bed. A woman that's bipolar, she'll snap and turn all weird on you. And the only reason why the alpha males don't get hurt like you would think they do is because they don't run away and hide when the woman goes off. And when the woman finds out that the guy's not scared of her crazy behavior, she calms down, because the one thing that makes a woman calm down is an alpha male. Now, the guys that are beta males, they don't know how to handle that because they've never been exposed to it. So if you come from a high-class, middle-class background and you've never seen a woman crazy, then you don't know how to deal with a woman that's nuts. A person who deals with crazy women all the time is a guy that's either crazy himself or just lives in a bad economic city and he just sees it all the time and it becomes normal to him. Like, think about it. When you see gang members, I'm talking about gangbangers, thugs, and they're dealing with women